Next up, it's Leeds at Old Trafford on Monday night, and it feels like an absolute age since United last played. But we're almost back, and it is another huge game. United need to keep the pace in that top 4 race. Picking up 3 points on Monday night seems absolutely vital, especially given the fact that we travel to Chelsea next weekend, and Stamford Bridge hasn't been a place we've enjoyed travelling to for quite some time. Leeds themselves are also desperate for points, still teetering just above the relegation zone. You add in the rivalry between the two of us, it's an absolutely huge game, and it promises to be one that's fun to watch. I'm going to preview everything about the game in today's video, have a look at what Carrick needs to do setting up his United side, also the early team news as well. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, guys, subscribe if you're new around here, and let's get into it.
Let's go.
The big talking point for United in terms of team news is going to be at the back. We know that Maguire is suspended for this one. Having Lisandro Martinez potentially back now could be huge for United. He did travel with the squad to Dublin in the preparations for this game, so we're hoping that he's fit enough to start, but we're going to have to just wait and see. Dogu as well, he also travelled with the squad to Dublin, but we're expecting him probably not to at least start the game. Maybe he can start from the bench. We were expecting him to be fit in a couple of weeks, so having him back in and around the squad is a huge boost now. Mount is also back fit, don't know how long for, but Carrick, it seems like now he's not far off having potentially a fully fit squad to choose from. For Leeds, they're definitely missing some important players. Stack, Rodon, Dan James, all ruled out of that game on Monday night. Particularly with Stack and Rodon, 2 starters definitely for Leeds, so missing them is going to be a big blow. Then also there's doubts for Biol, Okafor and Goodmanson as well. So Leeds could potentially be rocking up to Old Trafford on Monday night, a little bit depleted. So what should United expect from the game? Well, it's pretty simple. I think Leeds are going to bring the fight to us. They're going to run all night and they're going to try and turn the game into a real battle for United. These rivalry games, it seems like the league position always sort of goes out the window, but I just want United to sort of control the emotions a little bit. United, what they need to do from the very first whistle, we need to try and control the game, and I think that's the key in this one. Push Leeds into that back 5 as much as we can, pin them into their own half, try and get the ball on the floor and just play our game as much as we possibly can. Not get dragged into that battle, not get dragged into that back and forth transition type game. If we can limit the amount of chances that obviously Leeds get on the transition, I think that's going to be a huge thing for Carrick's United now. And it's going to be a huge task of us breaking down what probably is going to be a really stubborn low block. We're expecting that up against Leeds now. The way they play, with the formation that they play, you're going to expect United to have to break them down. And it's been a question mark now. It's been an Achilles heel of Amorim's United, Carrick's United as well, trying to break these low blocks down. If Martinez is back fit and available, that's a huge boost for us, because we know how important his passing is really from those deep areas. This is how I'd expect United to line up. I've obviously spoken about Martinez, so if he is fit and available, you'd expect a straight swap with Maguire into the starting 11, and then not much else really changes. Slots in next to Euro then. If Martinez isn't fit, then you'd expect Aiden Heaven to start. Then you've also got the worries then of the inexperience, having Heaven next to Euro. So that would be a worry for Carrick. But the same with Heaven, I mean, I wouldn't be too worried because I'm really high on him. I think he's such a good player. What we will miss with Maguire is obviously going to be the aerial threat, obviously in our own box and their box as well. From set pieces, you'd expect Leeds to make it quite physical. So if Martinez is going to start, then United need to limit the amount of set piece opportunities that we're given to Leeds. I'm excited to see Dogu back because potentially having Dogu at least off the bench, it provides sort of that different dynamic from the left-hand side. Can he really support Cunha a little bit more than what Shaw's doing? But we're expecting to see that a bit more in the weeks to come. I'd fully expect Luke Shaw to start this game with Dogu potentially coming off the bench, but it might even be too soon for that as well. But then elsewhere, up top is really where the headache starts for Carrick, and it's obviously going to be the decision of who starts up top, whether it's Mbeumo or Seshko. For me, Cunha and Ahmad have to start this game. Cunha from the left, I think he's been playing some of his best stuff. Definitely some of his best games from the left wing in the last couple for United. So hoping now that he can build on that. Ahmad, he struggled a little bit sort of in terms of what he's doing in and around the opposition box. But I think the balance that he gives this United team, him being on the right-hand side, holding the width, particularly on that right-hand side, I do think it needs to be Cunha and Ahmad from the start in this one. The biggest question mark is whether it's going to be Seshko up top or not. I did a video about this recently, talking about what Seshko needs to work on his game, but in that video I did speak about how he probably needs a run now starting games, and I do feel like this Leeds game could be a very good opportunity. If we're up against a low block, can we feed some crosses into Seshko? That could be a really good option. And it just, obviously Mbeumo, he's not expected to have the sort of time and space to drop in and link up like he has in certain other games. Up against Leeds, coming up against that low block, I do think United need a bit more of a presence in the box, and Seshko can give you that. I can see why Carrick has started Mbeumo in recent weeks, even though he hasn't really been in the best form. I think the running that he gives you, really stretching the opposition defence. We've seen him making multiple runs, sort of causing a little bit of chaos for the opposition. I do think as well that he does a lot of defensive work that goes a little bit unnoticed in Mbeumo. Sometimes you'd question whether you want your striker being in the sort of deep positions in and around his own box when you are defending, but he does give you that. But I do just think that with Leeds likely to defend deep and United needing that bit of a presence in the box, it does feel like now the Seshko needs to start, but the last time he did start up against Newcastle, he didn't really perform that well. So it's going to be obviously a big task for him now. Can he come out and show why that he should be starting these games? And that's really the big thing now for Carrick in assessing these sort of players. My prediction, I'm going with United 2, Leeds 0. I think Leeds will make it a very difficult game, but United should just have too much quality on the night, and especially with some of these players coming back into the squad, I do think we've got a little bit too much and we just should get the job done. Let me know your score predictions down in the comments down below. I've already said it, but this feels like an absolutely huge game, and I think the amount of build-up that we've had to it, obviously United having such a long layoff, I don't think that massively helps. United, it's all good playing the head tennis in training, but there's nothing that can really replicate actual matches now. And I think that's where United have started sluggishly in some of these games this season. And I don't think we can afford to keep doing that. I think that match sharpness sometimes is missing with these big gaps in between games. So can United now really start on the front foot, get that atmosphere of United really bubbling, that Old Trafford crowd, get them on their feet. And if United can try and make it into sort of a, as I've said, try and pin Leeds back, try and get control of the game, then I do think United should have more than enough. And it is an important 3 points going into what is a very tricky tie. No matter what Chelsea are doing, that game at Stamford Bridge is an absolute nightmare. So I'd love 3 points now heading into that one. So as I've said, guys, let me know your score predictions down in the comments down below. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll catch you after the game for all the reaction from it.